Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, wanted to do, I don't know if it's going to be a thorough, detailed view of HeySummit. I wanted to just concentrate on the salient points of HeySummit. I think you need to know if this is going to be a tool that's going to fit you or not. If this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of hacks I'm going to put together. I created the craziest hack from this tool. I'll have that available probably in another video, but this particular tool, HeySummit, I wanted to concentrate on just some of the details, the finer details. This particular video is in fact sponsored by AppSumo, which I appreciate them reaching out to me and asking me, hey, take a look at HeySummit. Let us know what you think about it. And I got to tell you, I am super impressed with what they've put in front of us. Now, you got to know if a tool is, if the price is going to increase, this one's going to increase in the next 3 days. If the price is going to increase, there's a reason behind that. There's some sales going on that you don't even know about. And AppSumo has probably said, hey, you know what? We see something here with this tool that's very unique, and we think you need to know about it. One of the changes I do want to talk about is they initially came out and you could only, the tier 5 or the 5 code purchases, they had I think it was a 1.5% here transaction fee, and they didn't give you access to webhooks and a full API. Well, now you get that. That was one of the changes. And I think by doing that, I think that's the reason why you're seeing the increase, because what happened is once they went to this price, the increase is going to go up, and it just makes sense to do that. Here's what I'll tell you. Do not look at this tool if you do not look at least the 5 stack here, or the 5 tier, the multiple one, the highest one, the one for 340. It's 345 now, but it's going to probably go up. I would say maybe $15. I'm just guessing. I don't know. That's probably around the average, anywhere between 10 to $15, right? And I just anticipate another tier being added here and adding some more features. I don't know why I see that. It's just the pattern I'm seeing. I'm seeing maybe another tier, or maybe another 2 tiers, adding more attendees and adding some other juicy stuff. I just anticipate that. But right now, 345, and I will tell you, and I'm not even going to lie to you, right? You guys know how I am. I keep it real here on my channel. This is a steal. I still think whenever I tell you there's a steal, there's so much more value than you can even imagine. So for $345 for a lifetime access, again, this is not an annual contract or anything like that. This is a lifetime access for $345. This is stealing. You are stealing from this company, right? And legally, right? It's not like, hey, Jenny said we're going to go to jail. No, I have to put that disclaimer out there. You're not going to jail. When I say stealing, I need to find another word. I think, you guys give me in the comments, let me know what it is when I think, I don't know. I'll come back to that. But I do think you are getting over for $345, and let's go back to that. Do not look at anything less than this. You will be disappointed. Do not look at anything less than this particular stack here, because you're going to want to have webhooks if you don't have some of the other tools here. And I'm going to talk about that here. The full API, that's more for some of the advanced people there, but as a minimum, you want webhooks so you could actually send the information to some of your other email channels. All right. So you got to have that. All right. So that's the minimum, right? But I think now that they have actually some of the other providers, you probably can get away with this one. I just, for the amount, and then for the sheer number of attendees. Again, it's always funny how people say, oh, I'll never have 35,000 attendees. You may do something and it go viral, and you never know, right? And I'm not saying that you should buy this for attendees. I'm saying you should buy this for the value of the tool. But you can do this particular one. You can have 10,000. Let me see. Actually, 3,000 is not bad. but at least this one gives you the opportunity to remove HeySummit branding. I will say it removes maybe 75, 85, maybe 90% of the branding. So this can be, I don't know if this can be a little misleading. We will have Ben on the show, so look for that coming up. Within the next 48 hours, he should be on the show. So look for that. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, hit the bell notification. He's going to be on the show. And I'm going to ask him about this HeySummit. Now, I don't mind the HeySummit branding, just not everywhere, right? And I think it's good that when you see your provider is putting their brand out there, you want your the people who are hosting and the people who are, if you bought an LTD on them, you want them to be in business. So if there's any kind of name recognition or any kind of branding, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't like the over branding. And I think in this particular case, if you get at least this one, there's not over branding. Here, you got a lot of over branding here. I'm not going to lie. But if you're okay with that, then do the 138. The deal is really still, I think this is a deal because they give you the webhooks. Now, a couple other things you're going to get here is you're going to get a custom domain. You can even get that here at this particular tier. Live chat, integrated affiliate platform. It's already integrated. You don't even have to go out and get another affiliate platform, right? You have other people, hey, share with others, we'll reward you, pay you. Custom payment gateway, right? Multiple ticketing types. Now, let's get into this, right? You could sell tickets and add-ons, meaning that you could sell tickets and say, hey, if you buy the ticket, if the date is on, January 1, right? You could probably sell tickets in November and say, hey, get the early bird tickets. They're only $20. Get the mid bird tickets. They're $50. But if you wait until January 1, the tickets are going to be $100. You have that ability to do that here. And it has a lot of broadcast integrations here. Let's go ahead and get into them. Let's talk about them. And I wanted to just kind of give you an overview of what this tool is. All right. So a lot of people are like, hey, Jenny, get to it. All right. Well, we're going to get to it. I highly recommend this tool based on what it can do and the views and the value of it. Let's talk about this first. So let's talk about the ability of the things you can do. And I wanted to, you guys know me, I kind of teach and, teaching grad school and all. I was trying to give people the 30,000 foot view first. So HeySummit is going to give you the ability to do evergreen or on-demand webinars. So there are some tools that are out that can do evergreen webinars. And I'm not going to lie, they are out there. None are LTDs. I think one of them used to be an LTD, but it didn't give you the polishedness and the cleanness of a HeySummit. So I don't know. There's a lot of tools out there doing evergreen on demands. Definitely not LTDs. If they're doing evergreens and on demands, they're running you maybe anywhere between $70 to $97 a month. That's my estimation. So this is what, again, you're going to get I think it's $345 if you get it before it goes up. So that's what you're getting there. If nothing else, you're getting that. If nothing else, you're going to buy this, just have the ability to do evergreen or on-demand webinars. And if you don't know what evergreen or on-demand webinars are, that's when you can basically have people just come to a landing page and a webinar automatically pays for them. You don't have to be there, be present. So this is a way that people have found that they can't be at 100 places at once. So they created these on-demand webinars. I'm not a big fan of them. I can do them every now and then. I've been to a lot of them, and I'm not a big fan of them because you lose the interaction. Now, what you could do is you can do a evergreen and then be present at the presentation at the same time. Then make it kind of a quasi hybrid kind of event. I'm just giving you that. I mean, I teach a lot of that in hackpacks. So there's other ways to skin that cat. I just wanted to let you know that. So they do have that ability. Then you have the ability to do multi-day events online or in person. So you can do hybrid events. You can do online or in-person events. There's not a lot of tools allowing you to do that. I know I don't want to make this only about HeySummit. I don't want to get into other tools. There were some tools here in the past that allowed you to do that. So I just think you need to know that those tools are now gone. And I don't know that, actually, I know for a fact they may not ever come back. So HeySummit to me is in the right place at the right time because I think the dynamics of online digital marketing is changing. So you can also do single day events, right? You can do self-paced courses where you can have people sign up for a course. They can go through the self-paced course. So this is it can become a teaching platform, right? Or a learning platform, right? A LRM, a learning resource man. So this can be LMS. I'm sorry, learning management system. You can do a self-paced course, so you can do that as well, or you can just do a one-day webinar workshop. You could basically do. So I'm just giving you this. So right here, right, and if you get the tier 3, I think you can do 28 of these. You can have 28 running at one time. So I might want to do 3 or 5 on-demand webinars in different series and talking about different things. I can have 5 running at the same time. Then I can come here and I can do a 3-day event. Then I can do that. So total slots you have available. And let's just confirm that, right? Let's go back here. Man, this tool is nice. So 25, I think it said 25. Did I say 26? Anyway, you can have 25. I think I did say 25 active events at the same time, right? You can always archive an event and then, just bring another event back, but you only have 25 slots. So essentially what that means is you can have 25 of any one of these going on at one time. That's sick. Right. And then you can have, let me go back here for the events. You could have 25, you can have 35 attendees. I can't remember if it's 35 per event or it's 35 total on the platform. You have to check the notes here below. And I don't have that number right in front of me. Actually, let me get that. I just want to be able to take care of that for you. So let me tell you really quick. So I wanted to get that question answered for you. And basically Ben here, the CEO and founder, he's basically saying, hey, the event is still, so what they're saying is if you have a quota of 35,000, you at any one time, if you ran across 25 events and you had 35,000 people attending, that's a lot, right? Then yeah, you would be at max capacity. But it says an event is not deemed to be active if one of the 3 scenarios is true. The event has been archived. So here, all the events end up being archived. That means they're offline. The event is unpublished or it hasn't been published. It hasn't been made available to the public yet. Then they're not counting that. Or the event is still live and serving existing attendees, but you have turned off registrations for new attendees. So basically the way it is across all 25, and we'll ask Ben when he comes on the show, is across all, and you guys remind me if you show up, you can just remind me, say, hey, Jen, don't forget to ask about the registration question. I appreciate that. But if you have 35,000 people across all events, off 25 events, at any one time, all you can have on your allocation of your account, you cannot have no more than 35,000 people attending events. To me, those are good problems to have. But just so you know, I just wanted to try to clarify that. So basically, you can't have more than 35,000 total on your account attending an event live, right? Or if it's archived, no worries. And so I just wanted to make sure that was clear. So to keep it simple, you have 35,000 people. No 35,000 people can be attending any events on your platform or you're underneath your account at any one given time. Again, good problems to have. All right, so let's go back here. All right, so that's what you can do. So you can do all of these. I just wanted to clear up that. Now, the other point is, and I'm going to come back here later. I'm going to do something super special for you guys. You guys need to pay attention. So these are the streaming platforms. These are the streaming platforms that you can stream to right now. Vimeo, YouTube, Vidyard, StreamYard, Butter, Restream, Gumlet, OneStream Live, Castar, Embed Code, and TeenFlow, right? So these are the different streaming platforms that you can do. Most of these platforms allow you, I know OneStream does, and I know Gumlet does. So if you were able to get these two, Stream was here maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Love that tool, right? Got that. Gumlet was here just only as recent as last year or the end of the year. So I think they were here, I think maybe Black Friday. They have a tendency, they may come back, they may not, I don't know. But most people took advantage of that and listened to my channel and they were able to pick up the Gumlet. If you didn't, there's other ways, and you can actually do YouTube or Vimeo, right? So you can do, if nothing else, you can do YouTube or Vimeo. Vimeo's free, right? I mean, YouTube's free. Vimeo's, there's a cost to that as well. So you can do any one of those and create your on demand from there. So that can work for you as well. But these are the different streaming platforms that you can have assigned and associated. Now, when it comes to doing webinars, let me show you what the webinar setup is. So let me show you what the webinar setup is. All right, so I can't get to that setup particularly right now, but the webinar setup is if you're doing Zoom webinars or Zoom and you're doing live webinars, and they have a couple of other ones available. Oh, let me just show you what they are. I thought I could show you in the program, but let me just show you. I already made a link to them, but I don't have it for this demonstration, but let me just show you what those webinar links are. So those webinars, direct connections, right? For these are webinar hosts is Zoom, live webinar, Big Maker, WebEx, GoToWebinar, and Stellar, right? So those are your direct connections inside of HeySummit already. So if you use any one of these, you definitely could do a direct connection and then do your webinars and so on and so forth, right? So maybe you don't use any of these, but they do have direct connections with those. So let's get back to what else I wanted to show you here. So, but these are streaming platforms where if you wanted to do live streams and connect those in, these are direct connections into those, right? So there's a difference in a webinar and a difference in a live streaming, right? All right, so one of the other things I wanted to get to before we wrap up here is the emailing platforms. Now, listen, if you can't, the reason why I wanted you to get the highest level is because they give you webhooks here too. So you have direct connections with Aweber, SendFox. SendFox is not a bad, normally when people integrate SendFox or when some of these LTDs integrate SendFox, it's not a bad connection. It really does. It's really clean and crisp, which I really like that. So I don't think SendFox is a bad connection here for emailing platforms. I think it's a low cost alternative. I think Pabbly Connect is in here. Most people do use a Pabbly Connect. There should be a link in the description, even if you wanted to pick that up as an LTD. And then VBout, right? These three right here, this is money. And then if you have the webhooks, you cannot beat this. So you have SendFox, Pabbly, VBout, webhooks, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. Then you have these streaming platforms. The Gumlet is already there, the Vimeo, the YouTube. And then you have for 340 people. You got, this is crazy, right? For 345, that's a really, really good deal. You also can sell products from there as well. That's beyond the scope of this video and what I wanted to share with you. I just kind of wanted to walk you through the platform a little bit as you come into it. So I have basically right now, I have 4 events running. None of them are actively running. I was just doing a lot of tests for them to kind of give you a good feeling of what I thought that they could do. What I like that you can do here is you can have sponsors here. In this tool, you also can have affiliates. So you can have sponsors and affiliates. That's crazy. So each event allows you, one of the things I thought was kind of unique, and I definitely need to ask Ben that as well. He gives each event their own URL, right? So each event, and if you have each event can run its own white label domain, which is insane because I think the way he's designed this is he kind of wants events to stay on there and people just sign up and register for them at any given time. And you can do that. You can have fireside chats. You can have office hours. You can do a lot of different things in this tool. I am really, really impressed. Not gonna lie to you. So for each one of the events that you set up, you go into it and you can do all these different things for each individual event. You can set up registration and checkout. You can do talk, chat turned off, comments turned on, speaker settings. Each one has its own domain here. This is one I was testing out. I'm probably going to archive that. You can do your own branding and custom upload of logos and things of that nature. I think for this particular one, I was just messing around with it. I haven't finished it yet. I was just toying around with it, but I can turn off at the highest level, you can turn off the HeySummit branding. So that's not there, right? There's just different things you can do here. Your own logo and all of that. All right, so we'll save that there. Well, I'm not going to fill out all that, so I'll just hit cancel. So I don't want to do that. And then you can go in and change the domain here. Let me show you how that looks, because I think that's important. So you can always come here and then you can do a custom domain. So you can come here and do a custom domain here for each one of your events. So if I can have 25 events here, I can set up 25 different domains. I know, right? Crazy. But you can do that. I really like that, Ben. That's a good. So I don't have to be married to one domain, right? I can be married to 4 or 5 different domains. And I can run 25 different events. That's important for you to know, because each domain is associated with each event, and each domain will have to set up a CNAME and DNS record to set that up. Very easy to set up. It sets up really, really fast and clean. Very neat. So what are some of the other things I wanted to show you? One of the other things I thought, I don't know if Ben can do this, but it's funny because every single event, I would wish that the localization would just default to whatever you want. Like I'm in Pacific time zone, so I wish that every event, this is just an additional step that I have to do, but there may be a reason for that. I may want to run an event in a different localization. I don't know why I would do that, but this is one of the things I think is kind of annoying. Ben, if you're out there, you can hear me. You have to update every single time. You have to do it with every single, they're always default to Europe. And I think that's more of a programming thing on their side, because I think they are in Europe and it just kind of defaults here. And you can change the format here as well. So I think that's one of the, because you have to do that for every single event. And then you can track attendees here, email settings. Let's go into the email settings. You can set up your emails. You can look and feel. How do you want them to look? Let's look at the email integration here. We can go here and we can say, hey, these are the emails that I want to send out. This is crazy. At 24 hours. This is crazy, people. You can do all of this, right? Well, now let's go back. Let me go back to it here. What did I have here? Let's see. Let me go back. And so what you can do, this is going back, you can look at your integrations here for your email integrations. You can come here. You can say, you know what? Let me add my email integrations here. You go SendFox, Pabbly. They just added VBout like in the last 24 hours. They added Pabbly in the last week, right? So in the last week, they've added Pabbly. In the last 24 hours, they've added VBout. They're on a mission over there. I don't know what's going on, but they're adding a lot of different things here. So you have that. You can have referral integrations here. You have the ability to do the Thrivecart checkout. I have Thrivecart. I can actually use this to add on and to make people buy tickets and then have upgrades and upsells and downsales. I can do that. If you have Thrivecart, again, highest tier is going to allow you to get that as well. Then you got your webhooks here. You can come here, create a webhook. You can add a webhook here, send data, so on and so forth. So listen, people, this is crazy. You got your reports, you got your promoting. There's so much. This has so much, this tool. Listen, again, this This video has been brought to you by AppSumo. They're the leader in lifetime deals where you purchase once and you no longer need to purchase. They're very discounted oriented. I've been running with them for about 5 going on 6 years now. I've been thoroughly rewarded just by following their tools, seeing good deals, finding good opportunities. I think AppSumo is pretty good at what they do. So again, this price is going to increase in 3 days and 20 hours. So that's if you're getting this video today. Let's look at our overview again here. You're getting all of these. You're getting 5 different ways. I think it's a total of 6. I think I doubled one here. I think the on-demand, I think I doubled one, but it's about 6 different ways, 5 to 6 different ways that you can reach your audience. These are the different streaming platforms that are available. Obviously, YouTube, Vimeo stands out, right? If you have any one of these other ones and an embed code, I got a hack for that later. And these are all your emailers. And if you get the tier 3, you can get the webhook as well. This is a good deal. This is every now and then a good deal comes by. I don't know if I think when HeySummit came a while ago, I didn't get it. I think when they came, actually the funny thing about it is when they came, I think they came around the same time as OneStream. And I wasn't doing a lot of, I knew I wanted streaming and I thought HeySummit was the same as OneStream. So I ended up getting OneStream. It turns out that they're different because I got OneStream and I was like, when I got it, I was like, oh man, I can't create landing pages. I can't have people purchase and all that. And that was one of the things I missed out on. And then HeySummit was gone and now they're returning. Now I can combine the two. That's super juiced power right there. So this is a good deal. Every now and then a good deal comes by. This is not only a good deal, but a good steal. We'll call them good steals. Hey, this is a good steal. That's what we'll do. This is a good steal. $345. The price is going to go up. This will probably be about $365, $375. I think they're going to add another tier 2. I got that feeling because there's some things that they have in there. They have some things and they have some other stuff here that they can give you. I think at their higher tiers that even on their website, that if they throw those in, then the additional prices will probably cost a little bit more. So anyway, hey, this has been Jenny Jones. Listen, HeySummit is nice. It's, I'll tell you this though, before I go, and I think this is where I wanted to make sure I clarify. This is kind of a shell of, they don't do a lot of the hosting. And I think I commend them for that because they're not in the hosting business. They're not in the hosting business because that cost could go up. They're in the shell business. So what I mean by shell is they give you the shell to the back end of someone that already is hosting your videos. The best thing to think of is YouTube. Right. So YouTube is in the hosting business. So if you have a shell on the front end where you're able to charge and do all that. So right now, if you haven't, let me give you a secret hack since you hung out this long, because I always do this. I always try to give you juice on the end just in case for people leave early. If you have YouTube and you haven't monetized yet and you're not able to charge for different things, you can't charge for memberships, you still want to make money and still have value. You can use a HeySummit and just use YouTube to host the videos and you can charge people on the HeySummit side, right? You literally could do that. You could charge them on the HeySummit side and then just run the stream of the videos there. Once you're done, then remove the videos from free access. It's a hack that you can do, but HeySummit gives you that ability to do that. So if you're not monetized, this is a sneaky way to get monetized because all the views are going to be there and it's going to take up the views on your channel, but you're just getting paid at the same time. Now, if you do a couple of those, maybe once a month or 2 a month or something like that, you can get up your hours on YouTube for consume. I think people have to consume over 4,000 hours of your content in a 365 day or in a year. If you do a couple of live streams, just dropping juice, right? Not the Jenny juice, right? You're just dropping regular juice. You could actually monetize. You can actually monetize very, very easily in this particular situation, in this scenario, using HeySummit as your shell. So again, hey, this has been Jenny Jones. Thank you so much. You guys have been great. Goodbye for now.